So you prepare your enhanced scythe there.
Yeah.
Thank you for confirming.
Thank you for, you know, supporting my DOD, by the way.
I like the affirmation as well. You know, our casters are very nice.
They're so nice.
They're not like us. We're very toxic to each other.
We are.
You guys.
We're horrible people.
I mean, we got to balance it out some way.
But, you know, take control, Leo Niso, as we battle it out here in the studio.
Sure.
Be nice.
Hey, you know what? We can battle it out here because the two teams are going to be battling out again after what we saw from game one, man. TLG, can they replicate, emulate what they did in the previous matchup going into this? Can they get a win off the Queens of MLB, Team of Vitality, the massive win streak they've had? We've seen this even back for MSC. And how this plays a part in all of this, you know, for Tidal Legends Gaming, they gotta bring the tide once again.
They gotta come help it rise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They took a dip after game 2 against GGHG, and again, stepping up to Team Vitality. But looking at the draft now, maybe all you need is a little bit of refinement. You know, take a bit of what your opponent used in game 1. Recalibrate how Chokes plays on this Julian, and maybe there's something there.
I think even part of that, like going off of that, the Edith could play a big part in Tidal Legends controlling. I feel like that's one of the things, but from what we've seen so far, especially in the competitive landscape, Zas can be I don't know, I was going to say an alien in the side or the thorn in the side of all of these teams that have to face against this, you know, because the slow alone that comes from Zask is tough to deal with.
I see what you're trying to say, and from my point of view, it's such an alien pace to fight a Zask.
Yeah.
He ends up with an extra life, a style of damage that we're not used to. Like it's a DOT with a little bit of a slow.
It feels awkward.
It's very awkward. Like again, you're from a different planet when you fight a Zas, and is TLG ready for that? That's the question.
Yeah, I think that is. Nothing too crazy happening in the early portion of this game.
It's very calm.
It's very calm leading into this first objective, because I feel like for both teams, that's really what they want to play around is these level 4s. Once Fumieko also gets this penalty zone, that's where you're going to see them try to make a play.
If anything, now that the turtles spawned, you'll notice that TLG are up maybe 300, 400 gold, stable. Their farming is a better rate now, at least against Team Vitality in the opening minutes. Now the turtles up, less than half health. Chokes very far off. Kinzaki with the spear and the suplex coming through big penalty zone. What? Down goes the turtle. Chokes secures it. She's on fire right now. And so is Kinzaki taken down, serving up the kill to Chinny. Another one. Bay goes, but Vival falls at the hand of Chokes. Now the fight continues. Can Vival get out of there? She dashes through. Chokes wants to finish the job. Knocks her off, but again, tricky passive on that Tigreal. And both teams walk away with a little something.
Yeah, they both get something out of that. You know, it's they win in. Interesting, because I want to look at this again from STC, the replay. Interesting that Chokes gets that turtle. I feel like the retribution was also just off from Vival there, and even the placement wasn't on par from from TLG.
It's level 5 retri. Chokes on the Druid was just a little faster than the scaling Ling.
That's true. That's true. You know, which is interesting the way that it went, because for Team Vitality, you still see that awkwardness with the Zask playing part in that. Gets 2 kills.
Yeah, deal with it.
Yeah, so Sydney has 2 kills now that she can go ahead and play around with. The spike of the Zas too. You know, dealing with these little aliens is already enough.
Nightmare spawns.
The nightmare spawns.
Such a perfect name. It's a nightmare dealing with them.
Hey, it is. It is. And now that you have an early kill, two early kills on the Zask, it will be more of a nuisance to deal with. But we'll see for TLG. They are maintaining that minor gold lead that they had. But I think this is where you want to see, okay, at this point, you have to make plays. You have to find setups. You have Bay able to use I'm Offended when she rotates to these objectives, if that's the choice. But even so, like, this is what I was saying with the Edith, you know? Like, this is a big play potential that you can use with the Earth Shadow combination.
Yeah, despite being at 2-1, TLG are in a much better shape than they ever were in game one.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
4 minutes in, they're up by about 300, 400 gold. Again, they're keeping that solid lead. As small as it is, it at least allows them to be competitive and forces Team Vitality to choose how they engage. Now the Turtle's up, less than half health now. Oh, this is a quick take.
I think they just give it up. Oh,
Will they? In comes Kanzaki, repositioning herself, and there goes one more time, Deja Vu! Choquette secures the Turtle! Vival takes out Kanzaki though, Tempest of Blades up, she's in the air, taking down Choquette. 2 for 1 so far, and Cheney scores another one, make it 3.
all right. That, you know, Choquette gets the Turtle, but at what cost? Right? I mean, look at this again, the STC replay. Good setup, but look at the implosion. That was, I mean, we have talked about the Tigreal pickup so many times. That's why.
All on Vivian.
Yeah.
All on Vivian. And the truth of the matter is, I'd reckon a huge chunk of why she is able to walk into these engagements and be on the brink of death or even barely take any damage is because of how well she plays the passive.
Yeah.
She stack. I'm coming in.
Yep, I'm here, right? And she does it like, that was a multiple setup implosion, and we saw this even previously in an exchange where she didn't go down. Like you said, she plays with that passive very well, and that's a cornerstone of what's allowing even this lineup from Team Vitality to build up the way that it needs to. Again, we're talking about timing. Shell is just having that hell of a time farming up.
What do they call it? What would they call that?
We call it the gold lane experience.
And what's crazy about her gold lane experience is in olden times, I'm talking about like
Olden
9 months
times.
back. Yeah.
Back in my day.
You would need a roamer to help you out.
Yeah.
Right? Or a massive rotation from your mid. Duo even. But so far, even in game 1 of this series, she's been having the gold lane experience alone.
Yeah. And I think, again, when you have, it's usually for a Claude especially, that's exactly what you want. Uh-oh. They're actually going to go for Vivian, but...
Trying to find her. Kanzaki was like an inch off on the onward.
Yeah, unfortunately. So they're not going to get anything off of that. Also, Turtle's now up here. So far, though, hey, Choquette has been on point. We'll see if she can grab another one and make it 3 for 3, but they don't want to have that same kind of at the cost that they had in the previous one.
It can't be a Pyrrhic victory anymore. Like, it has to be as clean as possible. Maybe a trade, but not a losing trade the way that last engagement went. Bay here pulls the trigger on the I'm offended. I don't know why she pulled it so early. Now the Turtle at a third of its health. Choquette looking for the
again?
Here comes the implosion! Cheney secures the Turtle, and it's all going downhill from here. Tidal Legends crashing into a wall, and it's named Team Vitality.
Oh, yeah, the wave can't get over that one. Okay, she's gonna get spotted out too by the little alien. Goes in.
It's a losing battle. Choquette.
Uh-oh.
Spotted out by Vivian.
Vivian.
Knocked off. Cheney's gonna deal enough damage here. Oh, dashing through the iframes. Shell gets the kill.
Yeah. So it's, and I wanted to say before that Turtle broke out, TLG has done a good job, I would say, in game 2 in comparison to what we saw in game 1. But with these exchanges, they haven't found out an answer to that play yet. Like, they haven't dealt with Vivian's setup potential.
Yeah.
And I think that's already step 1. You have to get over that obstacle somehow, some way. How do you do that?
To be honest, again, just how Chinny's Zask is playing a very alien game, and how its pacing is so unfamiliar, almost extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
It's the same with how TLG are focusing so hard on the Turtle that maybe Team Vitality doesn't even want the Turtle. They don't need it. They're playing on a different wavelength. It's a different priority for Team Vitality, and that's what allowed for them to skyrocket out of control way ahead. 4,000 gold now.
4,000 gold at this point, and you can see the choke point now for Team Vitality is to go ahead and take the resources. They can pretty much do this because ultimately they're just waiting for the Lord to pop up, right? Put the pressure here. You take a look at the items real quick. Obviously for TLG, they still need a lot of time. You do have Corrosion Scythe and DHS now in the hands of Yunuhoi. Hasn't died. She's been okay. She's been able to farm herself. But at what point does this carry start to play the role in these team fights, in these exchanges? You know, for the most part, like we said, even in the beginning of the game, you're really just kind of relying on the fact that you have a Julian that can use a lot of damage early on. You've got a Vexana, but it's not enough to deal with that lead that Team Vitality has now. And now Lord's up.
When? I'd say after the implosion. After Vivian commits and shows herself, and it's a clean go for Tidal Legends Gaming,
Yeah.
that's when Yinhui is able to do her job. But looking at the map and how quickly Team Vitality makes work of that Lord, TLG are clearly on the back foot. Maybe under their turret, under the base. That's my guess.
They might be under their own wave at this point because, like we saw, Lord was just cleanly taken. Lead is there for Team Vitality, and like we saw from Game 1, they ended it in about 12 minutes, 20 seconds. They're gearing up to get close to that position. They're going to take these tier 2s now, especially on the bottom lane, and put the pressure on TLG's base. Let's talk real quick. Oh, hold on. Oh, no.
We'll talk about it later. After Chokes is taken down, there was what, a 2% chance she would have survived that.
Yeah, see, how do you avoid the implosion when it comes from the bush? You know, like, you can't.
To be fair, TLG have a huge dilemma, right? They have very little checking potential. And now, Bay's in trouble. Taken down by Fumieko, one quick swing of the mallet, and just like that, TLG are holding off for their inhibitors.
Yeah, going back to this, shields are all going to go down too. Lord's still top side, so they're down 2 members as well. And it looks like Team Vitality, again, might try to do the same thing, possibly even quicker. That last shield's going to go down here. Lord makes its way. They got 4 members now up. Bay should be up in just a second as well. So they're going to have the full force defense. They're going to lose that mid lane turret, though. They deal with the Lord. I think their eyes are going to be set on this top side, too.
Even
Conceal. Vivian once again.
All the way! Big 3-woman implosion. Down goes Yinhui. Chokes as well. This is just a matter of time. Bay goes down, so does Kinzaki, and it's just Vermouth left.
Just Vermouth, and that's Vivian. That's my MVP. That's my GOAT for this game, too. And in fashion, there it is, the Queens of MLBB.